back here. In game planning, was the emphasis to go more through the air this game? Was there something you saw on film where you thought you could exploit Tennessee through the air?
There were some things formationally that we thought we could kind of lock them into a couple defenses, and they had a plan that was similar to what we anticipated. And our guys just did a great job of executing that this week. Kind of tried to set up some things early with our formations and verify and validate some of those things that we had in the back of our mind. And the passing game came alive. So I guess we can complete a pass again. I haven't even looked at our numbers yet, but we'll take that.
Yeah, you mentioned talking to Jordy, Johnny Munt. What was it in particular in his practice? Was it work ethic, or you just start catching on to the playbook, or what was it that let him shine a little bit today?
Guy's rock solid. He comes and works every day. He has a great attitude. He's just like I said, he's a guy you root for. There's a lot of guys like that on our team, but he in particular is just a real positive guy. And works really hard, and he wants to do everything he can to help our team. And so, his number got called several times today, and he rose to the challenge. Did a great job on their defensive ends, who are very talented guys, blocking them in one-on-one situations, and really excited for his future.
Mark, how would you describe the start of your guys' game? A lot of mistakes in there. How would you describe it?
Interesting. Had. Missed the field goal, had a penalty on the opening kickoff, which we'll take a look at that. Decided to go for it on that fourth down, scored, and we'll take a look at that one as well. But happy with how our guys responded. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. We're not going to win 107-0 with no issues of any kind. And I thought our guys did a great job of responding to moderate issues and kept playing.
You mentioned the response. Marcus in particular, he looked a little shaky early. What changed for him?
I think he just settled down. He had a couple plays there early that were stone cold drops, and then which is a weird problem to have. We had two guys wide open on that one where he missed. He ended up throwing to Braylon, and I think he was kind of between those two guys, and he saw two guys wide open, and that doesn't happen very often, and he was kind of stuck right in between them, and that happens. But Marcus is a stud. Would not trade that dude for anybody.
Right here. Why didn't Loyola play?
Circumstances.
Be healthy?
Circumstances.
Can you be more specific?
I can't. Circumstances is extremely specific. That's one word.
Anyone? Right here.
Guys, with 1 for 2 field goals, how's that situation playing out?
We'd like to be 2 for 2. Missed the one field goal. That will remain an ongoing competition.
Mark, the score ends up lopsided, but is this a good game in terms of it really was pretty competitive for a quarter and a half, and you really had to play the whole game?
Well, we know we're going to get everybody's best shot, and those guys came out very enthusiastic, and by the end of the third quarter, things were different. And that's what we pride ourselves on, is we're going to play till the end, no matter who's in there, no matter what the score is. We're finishing the game, and so very proud of our effort in that regard.
What did it feel like for you to be behind in the game?
Felt fine. I mean, obviously, at the end, when we look up, we don't want to be behind. But again, if that's our big moment of adversity, we're going to have a pretty good year.
Here.
What's different about Marcus in Game 3 this time compared to last year?
In Game 3 this year compared to Game 3 last year, I think we know what we have, a little bit more, and I think he's a guy again that. And I say, what we have. We thought Marcus was outstanding from when he showed up in high school camp, and we're like, wow, this guy could be special. He's developed in a lot of ways off the field as a leader, has always been an unbelievably high character kid, and our guys will play for that guy. And so that development of just his maturation as a leader is something that has spread throughout our team. And then we caught the ball better today. He made a couple better decisions and turned out okay.
Anybody else? Back here in the back.
Coach, what specifically were you excited about on the defensive side of things today?
A lot. I thought we ran really well with the ball. Had a couple sporadic missed tackles, but played really, really hard. I think we got everybody into the game that was eligible. Knock on wood, got out of there healthy for the most part. And I thought our guys played hard. And if we're playing the next play as hard as we possibly can, mission accomplished.
Right here.
Mark, has anything surprised you about this team through your non-conference schedule, or is this kind of what you expected?
Anything surprised me? I don't know. I think when you're around our guys, you know that they're going to play hard. You know they're going to work hard. You don't know exactly how they're going to respond to either success or adversity. And that's why we have games and why we try to put them in as many possible situations to see how they react in practice. But very happy with how they responded to our moments of adversity today. And now we need to handle this bye week. We need to get better, make great decisions off the field, and get ready for Cal.
Way in the back. You just mentioned the bye week. What will your process be for the bye week and then moving into the game week against Cal?
We're going to basically have treatment the next couple days. We won't practice tomorrow or the next day. We're going to practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Kind of have reworked our bye week schedule a little bit, trying to just project it toward the future, and in terms of resting some guys, getting healthy, but at the same time staying sharp. Get a ton of work with our young guys, and still getting ready for Cal.
Right.
3 games in, can you be happier with Munt and Tyner? 3 games into their college career.
Those guys they're really fun to be around. Thomas is a quieter guy than Johnny. Johnny's a pretty quiet guy as well, but just they work. Thomas, there was one article that I read about. He had this 5-star compliment. I've never seen that once. He doesn't say 5 words during practice, and he works hard, and he's figuring out how to practice, at the level we need, and Johnny's been a great worker from day one, and so again, those guys have really bright futures, and how good they are is really up to them.
Right back there.
Do you think Munt will be a bigger part of the offense going forward, or will it just be kind of dependent on the circumstances?
Circumstances, yeah. It just depends on. No, I'd see. I got you. Not those circumstances. I meant coverage, decision by the quarterback. I like your style. You could hire him at the Coos Bay World right there. Got a prospect.
Taylor Hart is in the back room for
Perfect. Taylor Hart, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll see going forward. He's a guy that you learn a lot about those guys as they get hit in the face by an all-SEC defensive end and bounce back and play like that. You learn something about that guy, and so going forward, we'll see how his role changes, adapts, etc.
Mark, what do you consider the adversity you guys faced today?
You brought it up. You said it was adversity. I was quoting you.
What do you consider the adversity?
Not every single thing was perfect. That's it. That's adverse conditions. No, I mean, anytime it's not going perfectly, there's guys can react one way or the other. And when you see how our guys reacted, kept playing, regardless of being up whatever it was, 40 or whatever it was at the time, or down 7, they played. And that kind of perseverance will pay off down the road.
Back here in the corner.
What is your philosophy sort of with a player getting sick and somebody else stepping in and kind of doing the Lou Gehrig thing, maybe having a great game? What do you think in those terms?
If Johnny Munt can play 2,192 consecutive games, I would be jacked. Was that the record? Something like that, right? 2150, right? 2150?
But in general, though, is a player able to kind of steal?
We will call Cal Ripken Jr. as well. Bring him in. It just depends. I mean, we've got a lot of ground to cover. The guys that practice well are going to play, and that's it.
Mark, can you talk about the offensive line? It seemed like they got in a groove, I think, on their second and third offensive possession, but they really hung in on the size. And will Colt play with the Cal game?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll be at the Cal game. I'd like to be. Again, the guys that practice well and are going to play on the second part. On the first part, I thought our guys did a great job of identification today. They were a little bit more standard kind of up front. That's not a fault of them. That's just how they play. Between Scott Frost, ladies and gentlemen, hold your applause. Between Virginia and Nicholls State, there were just a bunch of different looks, and they did a much better job identifying looks today. And we challenged them pretty good on both sides of the ball, and happy with our effort.